Hey everyone, this video is intended to show you Slack. Slack is a social media environment that we'll be using this semester for our participation grade. Our Slack conversation is going to be an ongoing, running conversation that we'll engage in each week, and perhaps beyond that. Slack is a very popular, I would call it mainstream social media platform. It creates internal networks that are oftentimes not public. So for example, Facebook or Instagram create external networks that are public and that just anyone can see. Slack creates a internal network that is private to a group of people, such as the 20 or so people comprising a first-year composition class like our own. Anyways, so Slack is pretty straightforward. You'll see this is our Slack page. It looks pretty bare bones right now, but pretty soon it'll have a lot more going on. Slack is, like I said, a social media platform where you can type, you can share writing, you can share images, you can share GIFs, you can share videos, you can share links, you can hyperlink, you can use bullets, you can use bold, you can share memes. All of that stuff is entirely on the table. You can include attachments, you can attach a draft of one of your papers, we'll all do that later on. You can tag other people. It's a social environment where you're going to interact and communicate and write with other people. So to join Slack, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to not do what I just did. To join the Slack channel, just click right here in the weekly module for week 1. Click this link, or you can join another of ways. I'll invite you all. It'll take you right here to Slack within your internet browser. This is in my Chrome, Google Chrome. I'm going to recommend that everyone download Slack onto your computer. It'll be the Slack app. You'll be able to have it right on your computer. We're going to use Slack each and every week and even beyond that. So it'll save you a lot of time. Anyways, you can download Slack. If you have a PC, then that will pop up for you right here. And download the app. I highly, highly recommend it. Of course, if you want to, you can entirely work within this browser. It just isn't as clean, isn't as nice. But anyways, so once you've joined the Slack, you'll have to use your .clemson.edu email address. You'll join the channel or join the workspace. It'll look just like this. Slack is pretty straightforward. The way that we'll use it is that each week you'll be able to, as part of the course to earn your participation grade, you will go into that week and you will type out 6 sentences. So basically, Slack is pretty straightforward. In this message box, just type your message. Let's see, I'm going to use that hashtag to teach you all how to write a counter argument. So you have that. You would then write 5 more sentences. Each week, you're going to do this in week 1. These are what are called channels. Our entire space is called a workspace. That's composition and rhetoric. But these little things on the sidebar here, these are called channels. You don't really need to know that vocabulary, but you just have to be able to use them. So for example, we have a channel just for questions. And that's where you can ask questions that your peers can answer, or alternatively that I will answer. We have professor announcements. That's a channel where I will tell you all things, and you can respond if you'd like. We have the help channel if you want help. In an online course, this is going to be our primary way of communicating outside of Canvas announcements and then outside of just emailing, which is obviously very important too. We have questions. Help and questions are pretty similar. Maybe I'll delete one of those. But anyways, then we have week 1. Down here we have all the channels that I haven't started yet. These are our 3 major assignments for the course. We don't need to worry about those quite yet, but you'll see you can use those if you'd like. We have channels for each week. I'll go through and add all through 15 weeks. So you get the general gist of Slack. But anyways, so we go into week 1. The way that we'll use this in this course is that each week for our 15 weeks, you will type out a message to earn your participation grade to the rest of the course. You're writing socially, you're writing to your peers. So the way that this is going to work, I type it out in a lot of detail here, but really how it works is that each week you'll make a Slack post for your peers, and you will type out a message to your peers. There are a variety of modes of argument, modes of participation, I should say. You'll see they're listed right here. I've typed out a lot of them. You should read through, find the ones that are interesting to you, and ignore the rest. But anyways, you'll see that each week, you're not going to be just doing a simple reading response. You're not going to be just typing to a random group. You're typing to the class. This is a learning community. We're all in it together, and we're all learning and sharing together. So anyways, for the first week, you might choose this number B, or letter B, hashtag teach. So hashtag teach is explain an important concept, idea, term, phenomenon, or perspective to your classmates. So you're going to go through and type out, this week I'm going to teach you all how to write a counterargument. Counterarguments aren't part of our very first week, but you might write, I'm going to teach you all the importance of, we'll go ethos, which ideally I'd be able to spell correctly on the first try. Ethos will be a word that'll pop up in your first week's reading, and then you can go through and tell the class what ethos is and teach them what ethos is, number one, and why it's important. Ethos refers to credibility, reliability, and likability of a writer or a speaker. Ethos is important. Many arenas. Politics. You can see my spelling is not strong today. Including politics as politicians try to build a brand to attract voters through ethos. So that's just one way that ethos impacts our lives on an everyday basis. Politicians try to win our vote by creating a brand, and they do that through creating an ethos, creating a level of credibility, of reliability, and likability. If a politician doesn't seem credible, they will probably not attract many votes. If they don't seem reliable, they will probably not attract many votes. And if they don't seem likable, they will almost definitely not attract many votes. Anyways, so we go ahead and type that in. You can, of course, feel free to supplement with an image, use an emoji, liberally use these as much as you can, as much as you want. You can tag a friend. I'm the only person in the channel right now, but you'll all be in soon. And I highly encourage you all to tag each other. But anyways, so each week you're going to type out one of these modes of participation. So you might do, let's see, letter E, hashtag expand. Share a link, a video, or a site that expands on some aspect of the course that we've discussed so far. So basically take an idea that we've discussed or talked about or read about and make it bigger, make it larger, expand it for us. Explore it more in depth, give us more detail, maybe give us an example, maybe give us a representative anecdote, that sort of thing. You can hashtag make. That one would be fun. Lots of students get very creative sometimes. You can connect two different ideas that we haven't previously connected yet. Anyways, you get the idea. You can have fun with these. You can also, of course, make your own. But each week you're going to do just one of these. You only have to write 6 sentences, but definitely go through 6. You can create your own mode of participation, but anyways, you have to pick one of them. Try to avoid doing 2 in a row. Of course, I'm not going to, be too strict with that rule, but it's more fun and more engaging, and it's a better learning experience if you change it up a bit. But so basically each week, type out 6 sentences in one of these modes of participation. You can be creative here. You can put your own spin on things. It's meant to be creative. It's meant to be critical. And it's meant to be semi-interesting. It's meant to at least avoid boring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of participation responses. But anyways, so you'll type out your 6-sentence response in one of these modes of participation. Then you will go through and comment on 3 of your peers' pieces, 3 of your peers' pieces of writing. So someone will type something out in the Slack channel, and then I will go in and I will respond to them. You reply by using this reply thread. You can, of course, like people's messages, respond with a reaction, but you're going to go through and reply, and you'll see that the reply you can type right here, or you can alternatively type right in that same thread. This will become pretty natural to you over time. It's pretty straightforward, and it'll be very clear. It's just like a social media network. Think like you're commenting on Facebook or on Instagram. But anyways, so you'll go through and reply, and you'll do that a couple of times on your own post. You should respond to at least 2 people, their posts. And once you've done that, that's your week for participation. This will become second habit, or this will become like second nature, I mean. It will become a habit. It'll become very clear over time. I would call this like semi-graded writing or semi-ungraded writing. If you do it, you get full credit. It doesn't have to be your very best, absolute tip-top thinking. You don't have to do a ton of revising and editing on this writing. It's meant to be participation. This is meant to simulate being in a classroom together. Writing in Slack is going to be, I think, the spot where I do the most teaching in class outside of, say, office hours or on Zoom. But in an asynchronous class where we're not meeting each week, it's going to be a spot that we do a lot of our interaction on. So anyways, have fun with Slack. If you have any questions or issues, you can always email me, or alternatively just message me directly in the Slack channel. I'll check both. I'm very good on email. Send me an email, jdrich@g.clemson.edu, and that should take care of it. You can also feel free to post pictures of your pets or of cute animals. Bonus points if you do that. All right, take care. Bye.